Now, see, they got a Chinatown, a Greek town, Japanese people got sushi, uh, Mexicans got the city of Chicago, the city of LA. All those places are just Hispanic areas. Might as well call it Little Mexico. I heard in Miami they got a place called Little Haiti. The Cubans got a little isolated section down there too. Black people used to have the ghetto, but you know what I'm saying. We got pushed out the ghetto because of the Hispanics, so you don't even own that. So
Ghetto is just a group of people. They still have a ghetto.
see, so the ghetto is just a group of people. You know what I'm saying? And see,
That's the same race.
that's what they give you, black folks, is the ghetto of the same race, whatever that means.
It sounds like you blabbering.
But it's
That's what ghetto means.
that's what ghetto means. In case you ain't know, like I said, you put it in the book, you will know that. But like they say, you descendants of slaves, so you know what I'm saying. We just trapped with the slave mentality, but actually the reality of it is, we come from kings and queens. Uh, Africa is not a country. Just in case you didn't know that, we come from the continent of Africa. So you could be from any place in Africa, any place, but you will never know that. But it's your boy Wayne G, trying to drop knowledge before I drop a dime. Haha. All I rock is efilaf, team light skin, worldwide family click, Dafo Productions. Um, but I want to bring to you a very specific topic today. We're gonna call it Black Pride, and we're gonna open up the phone lines on that. The topic today is what happened to the Black Pride. Give me a call. Call number one. You on the L.
Hi, my name is Susie, and I was calling to find out what it is you're talking about.
Talking about why it's so easy for a black person to call another brother a nigga, but it's so hard for you to try to help that brother. I done been in many places, many options, offices where they have black people in power, and when they see a brother come in there, they look at him like, this nigga crazy. What is he doing? They gonna mess it up for all of us.
I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by that? Because sometimes people they show up with their pants hanging off of them and their clothes all looking crazy. So I think sometimes um, they do that themselves. They set themselves up.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Traditionally, you know what I'm saying. But if you compare races and cultures, uh, blacks are the only culture they get judged for the way they dress, judged for the way they wear their clothes. If you look at it through history, like mechanics been sagging forever.
Yeah, but when mechanics come into your house and they sagging, but they got a profession, and most of these boys they just walking around with their pants sagging, they not doing that.
I mean, it's up to them. Like, who's to say what's fashionable and what's not? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not saying it's not fashionable,
Society
but
has set boundaries and restrictions on
but
what the black
why
man
do they
can and
wear it?
cannot do.
Why I'm trying to find out. Okay, if it's fashion, then why are they wearing their clothes like that? Because their clothes are hanging off. What kind of statement? Because fashion is a statement. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of statement are they making with their clothes and their underwear hanging out.
Well, honestly, if you ask me, the statement that I like to make when I wear my pants down that way is a message to society and corporate America that they could put their lips right where they could see. But since it's a
Well,
family oriented show,
those kind of statements, then isn't it okay for people to say, well, you know what, this is inappropriate? Do you want to go around? I mean, as your children, would you want your kids to think that it's okay for us to tell people to kiss our butts? And I mean, there's no things that we teach our children that is inappropriate. So you're saying that and so that's why society rejects that particular type of dress style, because if that's what you're saying, then I would find it very offensive and inappropriate.
I mean, that is true. But at the same time, it's like when you deal with opposition your entire life. You know what I'm saying? From day one, when you oppose, everything that you do is negative. Even in the dictionary, the word black means negative. So it's like your entire life, you're trying to prove something. Of course, a lot of things that you do are going to be interpreted as a negative way.
Yeah, but wouldn't you, as a black man, as a black male role model, wouldn't you want to put more positive things in front of people? Wouldn't you want to be the standard as opposed to just the average? I mean, isn't that what you're trying to portray? Is that, well, we want to portray a more positive image of black culture?
No, that's
And what
not exactly. That's not. That's see.
well,
That's why you missing me. That's why you
I
missing me
don't
because
see.
you see it's not a positive or a negative. It's a free of speech. Like you got freedom to do in the Bible. You got a freedom to choose. But see, when it comes to natural expression, when black people express themselves, it's something wrong with it. And so my whole thing is like I don't want to put a bottle or a cage on anything that people are doing. But at the same time, there's places and arenas where you can do whatever you want to do. Now I'm not saying that you should go to the job place and dress like you would at a basketball game or something like that. But at the same time, when you in your free time, you should be able to be free to
Well,
do
this is
what you
true.
want to do.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But isn't it? But what I'm trying to say is that I understand that free is free and everybody should live in freedom. But you do have a group of people that have made this particular image into a negative kind of image. And so what you're saying is how you take this negative image and make it just a universal accepted image when so many people have already, they've taken it like the hoods and things like that. They've taken it and stuck people up and put their black hoods on and put this on and put that on. And so, I mean, by right, I would be afraid of somebody showing up in a hood
I
because,
mean
but
that's
let me finish, young man.
I'm gonna hang up on you.
I would be afraid because so many people have already made this negative because they've taken on that particular persona in a bad, evil way.
Well,
And
you know,
so, and that's the same thing with some of the other stuff is that they've thugged out some of the clothes. They've done that on purpose. They've, the gangster rappers with the I'm gonna shoot you, kill you, and foul language and bad things like that. And so what do you? I mean, they're projecting negative images of themselves. But you're saying, I understand what you're saying, and yeah, but if you're going to project negativity, and all of those are negative things, if you're going to project negativity, that doesn't necessarily represent your culture. That represents your choice.
yeah, but the culture is made up of individuals. Now, see,
See, I
the first person that wore a hood, he wasn't black. They had this group called the KKK with the Ku Klux Klan, and they used to wear hoods all the time. And if
yes,
I'm
and
not
that was
mistaken, they
negative.
still wear
That
hoods.
was a very negative thing. That wasn't a positive thing.
But see, the thing about it is, the organizations like this still exist,
Exactly, but they're not. They don't exist within the culture of positivity. They exist within the culture of negativity.
and that's
Nobody
just
really wants to associate with those organizations. It's like the white supremacists. No one really wants to associate with those organizations. So what you're saying, if you're comparing it to the Ku Klux Klan, then that's why the negativity exists within that culture or within that particular clothing thing because nobody wants to associate with those things either.
now they don't. But there was a time when they did, and
Well, that was
they
yes,
had the opportunity to express themselves. And see, the whole thing about it is the nature of expression. As an
exactly.
African American, which I've never been an African, so I would consider myself as an American or a nigga, which is never ignorant goes accomplished, nigga. Yes, I said it. The reality of it is, we never get an opportunity to express ourselves in any fashion without being faced with the ridicule of our society, of
Well,
our
I
modern
beg to differ,
society.
young man, because I see little black people all the time expressing themselves in ways that it's not contradictory, not of the culture what you're talking about. I see black people doing things and dressing how they want to, and they're expressing themselves the same way, but they're not getting the negative feedback and things like that. So I kind of beg to differ because people do have a choice and they can choose how they want to dress, but some people do choose to dress in a way that may make other people feel scared of them. And also, some people choose to dress in that way because they want to make people look upon them in a certain way. Just like with white people.
The reality of
You
it
know,
is, people gonna be scared anyway. I
it's
know
well,
black
but
men
there's
who wear
white people
suits.
that dress in clothes
Black
that
men wear
make you
suits.
afraid of them
And they still get banned from going into places because they black.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not
So what
talking
is you
about
saying?
the fact that they're black. I understand the racism.
My black
and stuff,
skin is
but-
enough to intimidate the whole world.
Well, you know, if I'm from my understanding, you're pretty big too, so that would intimidate anybody.
But it doesn't matter. Like black being
large
black.
man. But honestly, fat people intimidate people as well, and sometimes bald people intimidate people, and really tall people intimidate people. So I mean, I understand about your color and everything like that, but I
The
also
perception
think
of the
that-
black man in America is that he's a menace to society. Public enemy number one.
I think that's just I think that's the way you see it.
Exactly.
And so you live through that, and so
I'm
but
trying
I
to
think
change
if you
that.
decide to view the world a little different, then you would live through a different view of the world.
Had to change it. When I was in second grade, a white lady told me I'd be dead at 18. And this was somebody my people taxpayer dollars paid to teach us.
But
This
are
is
you
what we was
dead?
taught.
You proved her
Exactly.
wrong.
We proved her wrong. So which means everything I learned in the school or the educational system was a lie.
I don't think so, young man.
Was a lie.
It's just the way you're taking it and viewing it, because I'm a firm believer that
I took a
whatever
black-
it is that
I
you
took a
do,
black class,
at whatever
the African
you're
American
doing,
Studies
excuse me,
class.
whatever you're
This is my
doing
radio
in
show. Took an African American Studies class in college. And all they used to talk about was niggas in Africa. Like, we ain't never been to Africa. What about these niggas that built these railroads?
That's what you said. And so I think, young man, what you should do is pull your pants up and write a book.
And the reason we use the word nigga is because that's the only thing that's authentic about the African American culture in America is the word nigga.
That's something that was handed down to you from the other culture.
Exactly.
Why
A
do you
nigga.
want to hang on?
Because that's the only thing that we got as black people is the word nigga. You don't got no origin from where you came from. They all they say is Africa. You know how big Africa
I'm
is?
sorry, young man, but I know where I came.
You know how big Africa is? It's bigger than your brain. Know that. That's what they tell you. You from Africa. And by a show of hands, how many of you black people ever been to Africa? If you ever met a real African in your life, he probably looked down upon you. Yes. Yes.
I've been to Africa.
And did you adapt it to the African cultures?
Yes.
Was you eating with your hands? Was you mushing it all in your face? Did you kill your food to eat dinner? I don't think so. Africans was looking at you like you was crazy too. But it's your boy Wayne G serving your man blackness. And we gonna keep serving you blackness until you eat enough blackness and get some of this black food. The book coming out soon. Soon as we find it published.
Wayne, you just said it.
What?
Wayne G, serving your man black.
That's the name of the book, man. Black food, serving your man blackness.
Did you write it?
See what I'm saying? They don't even know. I gave her this book 5 years ago. She still don't even remember.
You ain't finished it.
That was finished. It's a 10-page manuscript. That's all it was. It was a how-to.
That's a manuscript.
It was a
There's
how-to.
no such thing as a 10-page book.
Man, it's a 10-page book. Only reason it's 10 pages because I want you to read it. I don't want you to get intimidated by the pages. I want you to suck in the knowledge.
Right. 10-page book, you don't want to write.
Nah, it was 10 pages. Now there's another book to be written, but that only needed to be 10 pages. It needed to be short and sweet. Just like the Willie Lynch letters. It was short and sweet. It was a page. A 500-600-year-old document, it was just a page. And it's still relevant in modern society today. And I'm Wayne G. Know they gonna try to kill me for keeping it real, but I ain't tripping.
That's